I just want to prop
All right,
up my,
so I'm here with my client, Lizzet, and I have to admit, Lizzet, I still don't even know what you do. You haven't really, maybe you've told me, but I don't understand it. So Lizzet was previously working for a company making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And she decided to, and this takes balls. Okay. This takes courage to branch off and do her own thing. And so she came to me, she's like, Dom, I want to make more money. I want to feel more certain in myself. And so here we are. So Lizzet, tell me, what is it that you do exactly?
So I am in the fashion industry and I represent brands. I represent talent. Basically, I'm a sales director.
Okay. And so like, what does that mean though? That's what I mean. I know you were that, but what does that mean? What does that entail?
So it's B2B stuff. It's all wholesale. So the brands come to me with their collections and it's my job to get it out there into as many retailers as possible.
Oh, okay. So if a brand comes to you and says, hey, I have these shoes, I want you to get these into retailers.
Yes. Yes.
Ah, okay.
So
Now
I do all my sales B2B. My clients are some of the biggest retailers on the planet. Some that are smaller, but yeah.
so who are
Yeah.
if somebody was watching this, who would the type of person be to reach out to you? Is it somebody that owns the business? Is it the retailers? Is it the fashion? What is it?
It's the designer. So anyone that has a brand that they either want to launch or has launched and is not happy with their sales, they want to grow their business, they want to grow their distribution, then they would come to me. That's what I do.
Gotcha.
I launch brands.
Okay, perfect. That makes total sense now. And I have somebody in mind that we'll talk about after, but now I get it. Now I understand. So good.
Okay.
So Lizzet came to me she's like, I want to grow my business. I want to do this, want to do that. And in our first or second call, she mentioned something about inflammation in her body. And I know because of so much experience working with people that when we have issues like that, any health issue, it always starts in our mind first. It's always an emotional thing. And although that isn't necessarily a business thing, it does affect your business, right? Because if you're not healthy,
Yeah.
or if you're not having the confidence that you want because you're inflamed or whatever the case may be, it really makes a huge effect. So if you could tell us a little bit about that, what your journey was with healing and all that entailed, and then how our session went together on clearing it out and where you're at now.
Okay. So, I mean, I was going to so many different doctors and specialists and traveling to see different people. And basically what I realized is I was suffering from gut issues for years and I thought that I needed medication to make it better, but all the medication was doing was kind of putting a band-aid on the issue. And I would feel good temporarily, but then I would have a million other issues that would come up. So I was dealing with so much inflammation, nausea. I mean, it got to a point where I really couldn't focus on work and I was constantly inflamed and just not feeling good. And I almost gave up. I was just like, this is my body and no one can fix me. And then I went and I took the holistic route, which did help, but it's a slower process. And it at least got me to get off Western medicine. But again, I was telling my doctors, I get this pregnant belly, like the inflammation is so bad. And I'm pretty fit, I'm pretty thin everywhere throughout my body. I work out every day, but I couldn't get that part to ever look or feel right. And I brought that up to you in the session and you cleared me, you helped release. What I noticed is I was holding on to things that I was holding on probably since I was a child, and I wasn't releasing and I wasn't talking about the things that were bothering me, anger, resentment, and so many different things that I had going on in my life throughout all these years. And it just kept building and building and building. And that's what happens. Your stomach keeps everything in. And if you don't let go of it, then it has no escape.
Yeah.
So
Then you're exactly right. And
yeah.
I knew it was going down that path, but I always want my clients to discover for themselves. I don't want to tell you, hey, you're having this because of that. It's way more profound when you go into your own mind and you go, oh my God, my body's giving me this inflammation because it's trying to tell me like I need to let this stuff go. Because when you hold on to emotions, it will show up in your body. As a matter of fact, I think I was telling you that a few years ago, I had this crazy, like just rash thing that broke out in my face. And I thought, oh, it's just this and that and the other. And it wasn't. It was an emotional thing. I was super frustrated, super angry. And if you notice, when we get frustrated and we get angry, what happens? Our blood fills up, or our face fills up with blood, right? That's why the anger emoji is red. Well, because I was so frustrated and angry, that I'm pushing all the cortisol and adrenaline and everything, and it started to come out on my face. As soon as I recognized that, within like 2-3 days, that thing was gone, and it was there for weeks. It was not going away. So
Yeah.
so thank you for sharing that. And so moving forward, I want you to talk about where you were. So, okay, we have the health stuff. What other stuff, what other breakthroughs have you had since you and I have done our sessions? And I think we still have a couple more. So you're going to give me,
Yeah.
what else have you?
I mean, I was dealing with anxiety issues. I was blocked, and I made this huge transition in my life and in my career, and that came with a ton of fear. Um, as things like this, they bring on a lot of fear, and I think I just had fear from different things that had happened in my life that I, was holding on to, and I'd never done therapy, never believed in therapy because I don't think talking about things will make them go away. And so I started noticing, I was very skeptical. And we had a conversation before doing this. I was like, I don't think this is going to work on me because I'm a pretty tough cookie and I feel like no one can actually get in my head. But I figured, you know what, like, I really want to break through. And this is something that I feel like could work. So I'm going to try it. And I kind of gave it my all. And yeah, I started noticing differences. Like, the releasing is what really helped, get out of my head. And that was a big thing. I think we're all in our head all the time, but learning to not care. And I remember one of the first things you asked me was, what do you want to get out of this? I said, I just don't want to give a fuck. Like, I don't want to give an F about anything. And that's a lot harder, to actually live that way. Everyone says, I don't give a shit, but they don't actually mean it. And they do. We all do. And I still will at some point, I'm sure, throughout my life, but I care a lot less. And, I just want to feel good and I want to be happy. And thank you for helping me do that.
Yeah, well, and you're right, because I don't care what people think, but then I do at the same time, in the sense of, I'm not going to make myself look like a fool. I'm not going to like be weird or whatever. But if I have something I want to say and it aligns with what I want to say, I'm going to say that. Now, I'm not the type of, I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable, and I'm not going to get political and all this stuff not because I care to be attacked, because I get attacked all the time for being a hypnotist. People are like, oh, this is black magic. Oh, this is fake, blah, blah, blah. So it's not that. I just don't like making people feel bad. I don't like making
Yeah.
people feel like, oh, you're this and I'm that, you're this. So I just don't get into it. But when it comes to what I want to express, I say what's on my mind. And you are now the same way as well. Whenever you want to express something, you will express it. You will speak up, you'll speak your mind. And what's funny is, if I asked you to do this 4 weeks ago, what would have happened?
Oh, I would have ran away. I mean, I would have just,
She said, I would have hung
no,
up the phone, or I would
I
have.
would have hung up the phone. I would have been like, sorry, gotta go. And I think the first thing you made me do was do an Instagram post. And I'm like, I just don't like posting. It's not something that ever would have helped my business because I'm B2B. So, and I was like, socially, I don't really want to post. And you were like, well, why not? What's holding you back? And I was like, I don't know, but I guess something is. And you made me do it, and I did. And I remember, like, I was like, if I think about this too much, I'm not going to do it. So I just picked up the camera and did it. And I was like, I'm going to feel like such an idiot afterwards. And I didn't. I actually didn't care. And if anything, I got such positive feedback from it. Like, everyone wrote back. It's the most comments I ever got, the most likes. Everyone wrote back. They're like, oh my God, you actually like spoke and you posted something and you didn't just share something that someone else posted. So yeah, I realized, okay, this definitely is working. And I actually am starting to give less of a shit. So
Yeah. No, it's really, really powerful. And like I said, when you post and you talk into a camera and you do all that, yeah, some people are going to judge you, but most people will look and go, wow, they're magnetized towards that energy because they want to be like that. Like, let's be honest, if I never posted, would you have reached out to me? No, because you would
no.
be, oh, this guy keeps posting other people's memes, when really he wants to say that, but he's too afraid to say it. So I don't want to work with this guy around this, whatever. But because I do that and I do it consistently, it makes you attracted, like, oh, I want to work with this guy because I want to have that same kind of, feel. So, and you will do the same to other people, and more people will be magnetized and attracted to you because you are posting like that. And people seeing you doing this video, they will feel the same way. So last thing I'll ask you is, if anybody out there is on the fence or they're skeptical, like how you were, what would you tell that person?
I mean, this was a complete and total 180 in my life. So, fear is what holds us back from everything. And I realize that now, and I always knew it, but I didn't actually think that I can get to a place where I didn't have any fear. And the fact that I'm here on camera now, completely unplanned and just did it on a whim. I still can't believe that I'm doing it. So it works. And not only did it work on my brain, it worked on my health, and being able to fix both at the same time is just mind blowing to me, because this is something that no doctor in the world I know would ever be able to fix,
Right.
other than try to put you on medication or anything like that. So definitely do it. It is life changing. It really is life changing,
And
and
you didn't,
I
you
couldn't be
didn't
more
come to me for
grateful.
the health stuff. That was just a
I
side benefit.
didn't. It was a side benefit, and it came up, and I realized that it's all intertwined. I can't really fix one thing without fixing the other. So, um, I'm feeling better, and I know that we have even more work to do. So I can't imagine, what else is to come. But I'm definitely excited, and I'm so lucky that I found you on Instagram. I don't even remember how I did, but I thank you for posting, and thank you for
So
sharing.
if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, whether it's for your business or just to whatever chat, or maybe they just want to be your friend and follow you, how would somebody get a hold of you?
Can we put a link either to my Instagram, or I'll give
Yeah.
an email?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do both.
Okay,
I'll put it
let's
in the
do that.
description on this YouTube video. So if you want to reach out to Lizzet, in the link in the description, it'll have her Instagram, and then we'll put her business email so you guys can reach out to her. So thank you for doing this, Lizzet.
Thank
It's
you.
interesting to see, because they just don't know.
The sh-
People would not, if we didn't mention it, nobody would ever guess in the million years that you were terrified to go on camera 3-4 weeks ago, and now you're just a natural.
yeah, terrified. So I hope I did good, but this
Did
is
great.
not who I am. So
It
like I
is, no,
said,
no, no,
I
no, no,
would
no. It's
never.
not who you used to be. It is
It's
now
not
who
who I
you
used to
are.
be. It's not who I was. You're right. It's not who I was. But now I'm just like, all right, let's do this. So, if you have any fears or doubts, you will feel like a different person within the first session.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing, Lizzet.
Thank you.